Hi, Sherry. First and most important thing I want you to do, this is what I do. Whenever I move a site, I don't even open it in Dreamweaver to start with. Let's say I copy it from one place to another, even if I'm like troubleshooting a customer site. First thing I do before I open it up in an editor is I go find the folder. Let's say, for example, I have a copy of your website here from June 4th. That's the folder. If I click into it and then click into it and keep clicking into it until I find the website folder, I pull that up. There's your site, there's your pages. What I do is I just click on any page, double click on it to open it in my default web browser, or I right click and go open with, and then I select like Firefox or Chrome, so I'll just do Firefox for now. And then I make sure everything is kosher and cool, right? So in other words, I take a look at the web page in an actual web browser, not through live preview or whatnot. And just so you know, in Dreamweaver, live view will not show everything. The reason being is we have placeholders for the graphics. So if I look in the About page, for example, and I go to the design view in Dreamweaver, you're going to see all these graphic placeholders. And even in live view, the reason being is there is a script. And what the script does is it removes these elements, or sorry, it actually shows these elements in the design window only, and that includes live view. But when you actually go and preview the page, so what I want you to do is you can, after you've looked at the page right through the folder itself. So I've got the About page open here. You know what? It looks good. There's nothing weird with it. All my bits and pieces are in place. Now I go to Dreamweaver, I open up the site, and for troubleshooting, I open up the page, I have a look, and then what I do is I just right click and I preview in browser, or tell you what, I'm just going to F12 on my keyboard, and it's going to pull up the page directly, and then I can actually preview it in a live browser. Live view is cool for checking out little things, but anything that's JavaScript related, it's not necessarily going to work properly. Live view doesn't properly parse the script that is used in the design window. So basically it's a handy tool for checking your fonts and for checking your type spacing, but if it's an element that requires some sort of JavaScript, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work properly in live view. So you need to really preview it in a web browser by, right clicking on your page, and then there's an option to preview in browser, or in my case, I select a page and I can go up here and you see this little icon up here, preview debug. I can do the drop thing and then I can select what browser I want to preview it in. As you see, for Firefox, I've got it set to preview by pressing my F12 key, right? Because that's my Firefox is my default go-to browser, right? So try that out first just to make sure that you're looking at the right thing, because it may just be that live view is the issue there, and it's better to actually preview the page in a web browser. I've never actually used live view myself. I know it's a cool tool that some people use. I don't actually use it because I find I would rather look at the web page in the same thing that my visitors are using, which is a web browser, right, as opposed to some sort of a tool that emulates a web browser, which is all those live view things do. Think of it this way. Web browsers are constantly being updated. I think Firefox is like version what? If I pull up Firefox right now, it is version 3805, right? Well, 2-3 years ago it was like version 4, and 5 years ago it was like version 3. So they've been doing a lot of updates to web browsers because things are changing. Well, live view doesn't get changed that often, right? It's sort of built into the program, so it's going to be outdated in no time.